Okay, so you probably learned back in school how North Carolina state government worked, but in case you need a recap, let's do a quick crash course. Now, a lot of people believe that state governments are basically like the federal government, just smaller, but that is not exactly true. Every state constitution is different, and the branches of government in that state work differently and have different powers. Take the governor of North Carolina, Josh Stein. A lot of people assume that the governor is like the president of North Carolina and has complete control over everything that happens in the state, but it doesn't work that way. Under the North Carolina state constitution, our governorship is pretty weak compared to a state like Ohio or Georgia or New York. Our governorship has fewer appointment powers and less budgetary authority. The governorship still matters a whole lot, but it is not the most powerful branch of our government. Then there's our judicial branch. North Carolina has a 7-member state Supreme Court, then they're elected in staggered 6-year terms in partisan elections. That court currently has a 5-2 Republican majority. Our state Supreme Court has the authority to strike down acts of the legislature if they violate our state constitution. The most powerful branch of our state government by far is our state legislature. Again, under the North Carolina state constitution, our legislature has a lot more power than it does in many other states. Our legislature is made up of a House of Representatives with 120 members and a state Senate with 50 members, and all those members are up for re-election every 2 years. Our state legislature has complete authority over all spending and budgeting decisions, passing all laws, and setting policy for our state government. Republicans have held majority control of both chambers of our state legislature for the last 14 years running. In the state Senate, they currently hold a supermajority, and that's important because while the governor can veto acts of the legislature can override his veto with a 3/5 vote. So in the state Senate, they can override the governor's veto, but in the state House, they need at least one Democrat to vote with them to do that. North Carolina state legislature is very deeply gerrymandered to basically guarantee majority control to the Republicans. There's also the Council of State. These are executive branch elected officers who sit below the governor, but also have their own independent areas of constitutional authority. And these are folks like the lieutenant governor and the attorney general and the state auditor and the state treasurer and the secretary of state and a few more. The governor, the members of the Council of State, and judges for the Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court are all elected statewide, which means that their elections cannot be gerrymandered in the way that legislative elections are. Okay, that was a whirlwind tour. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.